Hello again. Thank you for that great performance on the steel drum from Mr. Ho's class. Our grade has chosen the following students to represent the class of 2012. They have prepared a speech for us today, attempting to sum up our 3 amazing years here at the Horace Mann Middle School.
After their speech, Ms. Ingram will say a few words about what it was like having our grade in the middle school. Please welcome our grade's representatives, Lizzie Weingold and Harry Mann, to the stage.
Good afternoon, family, faculty, and fellow students. Exactly 3 years ago, my cousin Sophie Spiegel stood here and delivered the 8th grade middle memory speech. I knew then I wanted the opportunity to speak at our middle memory celebration, and here I am. To my classmates who thought they were voting for another Harrison, Bader, Finkelstein, or Weber, I hope the shock of seeing me up here has worn off, and I do not disappoint. Several weeks ago, I told my mom I had been elected to give the speech. She was very proud, but wondered what I planned to say. I had no clue. After all, I certainly couldn't admit to having memories, because every day when she asks, "What happened in school today?" my mantra has been a resounding, "I don't remember." Oh well, here goes. I admit it. I do have memories of middle school, and a few even before that. I certainly remember entering middle school with much trepidation, feeling incredibly small, but excited at the prospect of meeting new friends and catching up with old ones. 6th grade was the year of rites of passage in science class. Here we discovered that year spent on the bus, intently learning from upperclassmen about the birds and the bees, was actually misinformation. Yes, here in science class, we were permitted to ask anything. And it is here my Horace Mann education really began to take shape, as my off-color vocabulary grew exponentially, with reference to each individual body part and all their functions. Now we have truly been taught something of value. Imagine my shock when I heard none of these words would appear on the SAT. 6th grade was also the year of the egg drop. I left an egg out on the windowsill for days to rot, so its insides would dry up, therefore decreasing its weight. I spent hours building the contraption that would protect my fragile egg. I held my breath as Mr. Wood followed my directions and dropped my egg from the 4th floor to the atrium below. Success. However, the winner, Matt Kim, used an oxygen-filled balloon. Sometimes simplicity really is the best solution. Okay, I admit, somewhere deep inside, once I knew I had lost, I fleetingly wished my rotten egg had busted open and stunk up the atrium. We celebrated the end of our 6th grade year with poetry, reading, and dance performance. We were moved by the poignancy of many of each other's poems, and began to realize we had grown in more ways than height. 7th grade was the year we studied hard, learned the pain of team cuts, and the anxiety of final exams. Remember back in the good old days of 7th grade, when final exams were only worth 1/7 of our final grade? The amount of homework was supposed to be 25 minutes per subject per night. Sadly, we found out that in Horace Mann time, this tends to add up to more than 4 hours a night. 7th grade was also the year of the class trip to the Bronx Zoo. We were all excited to benefit from the educational value of observing animal behavior. Luckily, our 6th grade science education prepared us well for the sight back confronted us. Of a healthy primate engaged in uninhibited self-gratification, with no self-consciousness whatsoever. Now that was a memorable learning experience. As for this year, just as for the Chinese, it is the year of the rat. At Horace Mann for 8th graders, it is the year of door. I found myself in the first group of guinea pigs. Excuse me, students shipped out for 8 days. I was in charge of the food for the Appalachian Trail hike and camp out. If it had been made clear to me that it was the only food, I would not have forgotten it on the bus. Sorry guys, but now we know how to really tough it out, and that Glenn can create a meal from practically nothing. The few of us who were door skeptics became door converts. There truly is no bad time to visit door. All of us have grown from our middle school experience. For me, This growth is best exemplified when I watch my friends step outside their comfort zones. Whether it's on the stage, presenting a math project, reciting poetry, through community service, trying out for teams, or running for office, I have been continually inspired by my peers. They have given me the courage to step outside my comfort zone, as I perhaps misguidedly proved here earlier today, as part of the chorus line performing One Singular Sensation. When I sat down to write this speech and reflected back over the past 3 years, I realized, sure, Middlemania, the Super Bowl, Renaissance Day, the Chairathon, and assorted other activities were significant. But most of all, I remember my friends. Be they friends I made way back in the 3s, or friends I made more recently, I know they'll be my friends forever. To those not continuing on to upper school, remember the saying, you never forget friends made in a foxhole. We've all been through the ups and downs of middle school together, and have emerged a bit scarred, but almost fully formed. Lastly, there's one other middle memory that occurred to us. Now that all the work is done, and the tests have been taken, and the dust has begun to settle, we remembered that we love this place!